Jeff Rains coming to you again with Foundation of Civilization, and I got a update with which unfortunately we have updates all the time going on all the time in the world today. This time back to the Middle East. We've got some good news and bad news, and just trying to keep everybody up to date on everything. Of course, if you pay any kind of attention to what's going on, you probably already know a lot of this, but I will cover as much as I can and give you as many details as I can here. Of course, getting back to the recent history, Israel launched a massive attack on Iran on June 12th, destroying much of its air defense, killing key scientists and leaders, and attacking its nuclear program at Natanz and Bashir and quite a few other places. They pulled some interesting schemes, and the attacks were largely successful. In fact, the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, those are the key soldiers for Iran. They protect the mullahs. They went through 3 leaders in a week. The Israel's attack lasted for about a week, and all of their attacks led up to the United States joining the fray, and the U.S. bombing Iran's nuclear facility sites at Fordo on June 21st. Bombers took off from Whiteman Air Base, Air Force Base in Missouri. It was actually an interesting deception. Several of the bombers took off and flew west. Other bombers took off and flew east. And threw everybody off, and ended up the bombers reached the site. They were carrying the GBU-57 bunker buster bombs, which are 30,000-pound bombs. I actually reported earlier in my weekend update that they were 13,000 pounds. They're not. The 30,000 pounds, and they penetrate quite a few distance before exploding and destroying whatever they've been targeted on. In retaliation for the U.S. strike, the Iranians launched missiles at Al-Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Apparently there were about 12 to 14 missiles, and Qatar says they intercepted all of them, except there was one that went awry. They didn't bother trying to intercept it. There was a rumor going around that in the days before the U.S. bombing raid on Fordo, there was a convoy of vehicles that was taking material out of the facility. The suggestion being that there was nothing significant left at the facility, and the satellite imagery shows that there was significant destruction, that the hills in the area had shifted, like they had collapsed. Now, there was a similar rumor that the United States had also removed aircraft from Al-Udeid Air Base in Qatar. If there's any validity to these rumors, it seems that the U.S. bombed a mostly empty facility and Iran bombed a mostly empty U.S. air base. The following morning, Iran's parliament voted to block the Straits of Hormuz. This is a very vulnerable spot where 20% of the world's oil supply flows through, and I hate to tell Iran and the parliament this, but actually I don't hate to tell them. I'm perfectly fine to tell them. It's unlikely that they would be able to keep the straits blocked for very long. They're not a naval power. They're barely a land power. Their military is organized to maintain control of the population of Iran. After the Iranian strike on the Al-Udeid Air Base, the U.S. president posted on a message on social media that there was a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran, and this was on the 23rd of this week, which was I believe it would have been, well, it would have been Monday. Somehow the message didn't get to everyone in Iran. Senior officials claim there was no ceasefire. So the good news out of all of this, it appears that the negotiations that are being hosted by Qatar were still ongoing and nothing had been specified. The U.S. president hopefully was just jumping the gun a little bit. I also think he wanted to put out a good news story. He does like the attention, whether you love him or hate him. He is one who likes the camera on him. The not so good news, it doesn't seem to matter too much in the Middle East, what kind of ceasefires you have. Iranian supported terror groups didn't get the message either and continued to attack U.S. bases in the region, one being in Iraq near Baghdad. Middle East, unfortunately, is fraught with quite a bit of turmoil, and this seems to be no different case. Hopefully, in the long run, everything calms down, quiets down, and I'd like to say things go back to normal, but I'm not really sure what normal is. So, please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to keep you guys updated as to where things are and what's going on in the world. Please help me feed my addiction to bring the news to you, and like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel like you have any comments you want to make, anything I can do better, please let me know. I would love to. I would love to get this message out to as many people as possible. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you guys again very soon. This is Jeff Rains with Foundation of Civilization, out for now.